Hello everybody, welcome to another charting session here on my channel. Today is Thursday the 20th of June and I'll be going over the action. So if we start off this morning at around 9 a.m. and we look at the 15-minute chart, you can see that in the overnight session, we took out this buy-side liquidity and we got us out of the range. And we created a high here and then we traded back into the range. So a couple things I'm going to note out is that we have discount up here, or we went down, tapped in a discount, so up here is premium. This would be this fair value gap right here. This 15-minute and the 1 hour fair value gap can show that we could go higher and bounce off of right here. Looking at the 4 hour, which this 4 hour candle might not be that accurate. It shows that we are disrespecting this 4 hour fair value gap, which is a lot stronger. So we could end up heading to the downside here, possibly take out this low and come back into the 4 hour fair value gap. We also have discount resting right here, this range. We could come back down and tap into discount of the bigger time frame range to then go higher. And then we go back to the 15-minute here. Now let's zoom into the 5-minute. On the 5-minute, we have, actually this is a 15-minute. On the 15-minute, we have this order block. So if we are wanting to head lower, we could retrace back up into this order block. And on the 5-minute here, we have a fair value gap as well. And then we go to the 1 minute here. So now I'd just be watching structure. Okay, so right here we have a 5-minute fair value gap, a 1 minute, and a 15-minute, all stacked up on each other. We also have, what is this? This is, I think it's discounted this entire range. Let's just keep watching structure here. I'm also going to pull up ES on the side as well to identify any turtle soup setups. So we had a small one right here. We had this SMT. Let's zoom this in. We had an SMT created here on the downside. When we have an SMT on a trend move like this, it just gives a confirmation that we want to head lower. So this would become protected high after this displacement comes down. We also have this low right here, which is the SMT TP. That gets hit. We end up heading lower. We take out this low down there, sort of bounce up, and then we finally take out this sell side liquidity, and we end up creating a massive SMT down here. So now at a higher time frame, looking at this model, you can see that this is sort of very, very, very bullish because we just swept this low. This completely wicked down here. We also have an SMT, and we are in all of these fair value gaps right here. So this shows that we want to go a lot higher, but it cannot always be that way. If we create an internal bearish model, we could end up heading a little lower because this SMT can really go low as it wants until ES takes this low. Then it cancels out the SMT. So we're heading higher here. We finally create a fair value gap. But right here, we make an SMT, and then this is where all these stacked PD arrays should take an action, because creating this SMT with this, in addition to the macro reversing this previous trend, this could bring us lower. So right here would be first entry. With this SMT created, we have displacement down from this macro fair value gap created. I would want to target this low. And we could see after this external low gets taken out of this external model, we could see this internal low getting taken of this internal model to then go higher. So I did take this entry right here today. And I put my stop at, did I put my stop here? Let's see how far the trade goes. Yeah, I believe I put my stop here, Or no, I had my stop up here. That's right. I had a very, very low size. I had 2 NQ micro contracts. And my stop is up here. The trade ends up going well. We get further displacement down, and this is a winning trade on these contracts that I had. And then additionally, during this trade, I also entered 1 micro on ES. Just because I like the setup that was formed on ES. Do we have an SMT up here? We didn't really have an SMT, but wait, right here we think we did. No, we didn't. But this was a good setup correlation with NQ. So I took this. This is a few $100s made, and we took out this low. So this internal low has been taken. Now I want to see, are we going to act this as a sweep and head up going higher? Here we actually continued lower, and I kind of wish I held these contracts because that would have been double the amount of money made. But we take out this massive external low. So this is the objective for today with shorts. Is this low? This is all the way from Tuesday, previous of this week. As you can see, we kept going up in structure, and then we just very massively dumped down to take out that low. And now we're back into the 4-hour fair value gap. So now I want to see some sort of displacement higher. We have displacement higher here. We enter this fair value gap, respect it. And then what you could do here, you could take the second fair value gap tap. So we tapped this one, respected it. We're now into this one. This could be a possible entry. I waited a little bit longer, and then here's a possible entry. We also form an SMT right here. So this looks really good. I did take this trade. We came up here, and you can see this is the turtle soup model, just like this. Here's the SMT, here's the SMT TP that gets instantly hit. We come back down into this inverse fair value gap. We're respecting it. I did trim off some contracts here. I trimmed off 1 contract here and moved my stop to break even. And then I ended up getting stopped out here, but I was in profit. So now at this macro, I was expecting a possible reversal because we were kind of being slow up here, and this macro should reverse us. So we had displacement down, tapped into this fair value gap, but we did disrespect it, and instead we respected this bullish one. So price still wants to go higher, and I did keep going higher, and I think we might have had an SMT at these lows. Let me check. Which would explain why we kept going higher from that macro. No, there was no SMT here. That was close to retracing a discount. I think ES retraced a discount though. Yeah, so this leg. So ES did retrace the discount. So that could show why we wanted to go higher. Alright, now if we keep going into here, I think this is where I kind of stopped watching the charts because I was up quite a bit for the day. Alright, so right here, we're in a premium. Actually, we're getting very close to this premium, which I don't think matters too much. So right here, I'm just waiting to see any sort of SMT created. Still nothing that interesting. Okay, right here we had an SMT. Not there. Alright, so right at these highs, we had a trend down. We had an SMT to the downside created on this trend. And this was also tapping into this fair value gap. This is sort of just an indicator of a continuation of the trend. So we tapped this, keep going lower, and we ended up taking out this low again. So I'm going to mark out. Okay, we retraced into this fair value gap, tapped it, headed lower. And you can see right here, if I would have just stayed in this position, where is it at? Where's that short position I had earlier? Yeah, right here. If I would have just stayed in this position for like the next few hours, I'd be up a lot. Okay, let's see. There was an SMT created at these lows, which also is where we stopped heading down. So this SMT pushed price up. We have a retrace into discount. Could end up heading a little bit lower. So this takes out this low. We're heading into a macro with a downtrend, so we could see a possible reversal or a retracement. In this example, we have a retracement to discount, and we respected off of that, so we could start just heading lower. After this SMT, we come up, respect this for value gaps. Now I believe we're going to go higher. And looking at the next draws of liquidity, we have this high right here, this buy side, and this buy side. All right, we come up, take this high. And then, where's this next high at on ES? Okay, so we still have higher to go. So if I was going to take a trade in this, this right here would be first entry at this for value gap. I would not take this though because there's just not enough. I mean, we did just finish the macro and could head higher, but I'd want to probably take second entry. There is not really an opportunity for second entry here. This right here is probably the only opportunity. Here's a 5-minute fair value gap and a 1-minute tap. We come down, internally sweep this, and then we get this down. But yeah, again right here, it's a little too high. As you can see, we don't come up to this, take this high, we just start heading lower after taking this one. So that's why I would not really take any entries in these fair value gaps, because this draw has already been taken. We did also have an SMT created these highs. Displacement down. Here's the first fair value gap that we tapped into. If you were to take a trade off this, you could put your stop at the top of this fair value gap. You could maybe put it at the top of this fair value gap. And have your take profits. You could take one down here. You could have another one at these lows. This could be first entry. And then right here could even be second entry. This would be a little more risky though because we are heading into a macro. Right there's everything where I'd have it. Macro hits. We almost take out this TP. Let's see if we can head down one more time. We wouldn't end up heading down, and we would get stopped out there. So the first TP would have got taken. Second TP would not have got taken. Let's additionally check for any SMTs. Still no SMTs, and this is lead till the end of the day, which if I take this off replay mode, this is where we are here. So now if we go to the 15-minute, let's see what price did today. It almost came all the way down to this low, which is where we could head to maybe tomorrow. I'll keep these here. We also have this we have these hourly fair value gaps and 15 minutes in here, so we go to the 1 hour. We do have this 1 hour fair value gap. We have this one right here. This 1 hour fair value gap that on the 1 hour we are wicking, so it is possible we could be rejecting off of that. And same thing as this 1 hour. The 4 hour, we also look kind of bullish and bearish at the same time. We came down and took this low. We are in discount now, and we are sort of like in the lower part of this 4 hour fair value gap. But yeah, I think that's really all I have for this charting session. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.